Hello everyone, welcome back to House of Chi Yoga. I'm going to bring you a yoga infused HIIT class tonight. We're going to do 4 rounds like always, but we're going to do the shorter 30-second rounds. So we'll go 30, well, take that back. It's not shorter. We're doing 30 seconds high intensity, 30 seconds low intensity. So it's still a minute, but you're getting only 30 seconds of work and a little bit longer of a rest in between. So I decided to go with some yoga moves tonight, not something too difficult because it's cold and I don't want to hurt myself. So we're going to do more mobility, yoga, and then some static holds tonight. We're going to have an A sequence and a B sequence. The B sequence is basically A sequence, but just holding and not moving. It'll be interesting. Let me take my slippers off. You can tell it's cold here because I'm all bundled and I have my slippers. So make sure you've done your warm-up. I'm going to do a little heel toe. It is the end of my day, so I know my body's been moving and stuff. I'm not too worried about warming up, but just to make sure, I'm going to give myself a little bit of movement. And I'll go ahead and explain the first series A to you. We have 6 exercises. So the first one we're going to do is a squat to high lunge, making sure the feet are planted, abs are in. We're going to squat, and then before we come up, just step straight back into a high lunge. I had my toes curled under there, so I was falling over. I need to make sure I'm opening up my foot, spreading my toes wide. When you step back forward from your lunge, you can come up. That's going to be a bigger push on the front glute. Just make sure that you're sinking and pressing back from your squat position. So that'll be our first 30 seconds. And then we're going to go into a plank shoulder tap to jacks. So good plank position, pushing forward through the toes. You can go shoulder, shoulder, jacks, jacks. In. Shoulder, shoulder, jacks, jacks. Okay, so there's our second one. Third one, can't read my little sign over there, is a wide squat. I used to have big boards I wrote things on, but I don't anymore. So I'm going heels in, toes out slightly, pull the knees out, squeeze the glute muscles. I'm going tap to the right, tap to the left, up into the air. Tap to the right, tap to the left, up in the air. So I'm getting a nice twist through the core, focusing on the right glute, the left glute, and then an explosive hop straight up. Then we're moving on to, oh, I really can't see. Frogger, Malasana. Let's go into a releve from here. So I'm going to go into downward facing dog. Heels go really high as I push the sits bones back and the knees go wide. You can also keep knees in. It'll change it a little bit. I'm going to go into Malasana because then I want to explode forward to Malasana. And then I'm going to double releve up and step or hop on the way back. Frogger, Malasana, double releve up. Ooh, that's going to burn. So when you're doing your releves, making sure that you're not sinking into a Malasana, into your deep stretch and then releveing, but landing in a nice hold and then adding the releve so the muscles are already active and ready to go. Then we're going into a Pilates 100. I love this move. Abdominals locked into place, navel pulling the spine. You can either be here, knee in line with the hip, or slightly farther, pushing down. You can be legs extended. You can be moving through the legs. I'll probably play around with this one. Okay, it's gonna feel great. Make sure the back isn't popping up at all. You're continually pulling navel to spine. And then the last one is gonna be a single leg bridge here. So you're squeezing one side, holding, locked into the core. Other side is pushing. Make sure the foot's fully planted. Make sure you're really pushing high on that one to get the glute. Okay, so we're gonna start in about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Get my slippers out of the way. Woo, I made this workout thinking it would be easy, but I'm not so sure anymore. Nothing's ever easy if you're just doing it as a workout, I guess. We're going in about 10 seconds. Remember, we're starting with our squat into high lunge. I want you to really focus on the high lunge form here. So getting ready, feet are planted, sink it down to your squat, abdominals locked in. You're gonna sink, step back, use the back toe, make sure you're opening up this whole front space. I'm just gonna add a little pulse when I hit forward into my squat. And then if you want, you can step all the way up. That's gonna add deeper work here. Oh yeah, try not to fall over. Oh, I'm getting confused. Here we go. Let's focus. Up and then sink down. Step back, lift, up, and sink down. There's that deeper lunge. See where we're at. Oh, that was the last one. I'm going to hit one more side because I don't want to end unevenly here. Okay, we got about 25 seconds. And then we're moving on to our next exercise. Oh, Elsa, you've torn your toy up. What happened? It's silly. Okay, less than 15 seconds. We're going into our plank shoulder tap, 2 jacks. This is a little bit more cardio, so we're going to be moving quicker. 5 seconds onto the mat. Fingertips are spread wide. Push the floor away from you. Lock the core into place. Push forward through the toe. Jacks. Make sure you're not stepping on any animals. Hi, Jacks. Jakes. Getting confused now. Check in with the shoulders. Make sure the wrists are staying underneath the shoulder line. And for some reason, my feet aren't liking to jump in a 4 count and keep landing in a 3 count. I'm going to focus more to go all the way to 4. Push the floor away from you. Let's go one more. Fabulous. Okay, there's number 2. Moving on to our wide squat work now. So making sure there's no pressure on the knees. We're squeezing the butt muscles, keeping the knees driving open wide, fully planted through the feet. Hi, buddy. Let's get up and get ready. We've got 10 seconds. I'm going to go sideways on my mat just so that I have some grip with my feet. So here, knees are driving out, sinking down. I'm going to walk my feet in slightly. Let's go. Tap to the right, tap to the left, explode straight up. And you can take your arms all the way high. I'm just always trying to be a little cautious of the mic. If I lift my arms too high, the mic's going to go crashing into my neck. Halfway. Don't let all the weight fall forward. You want to catch in the glutes. I feel this one. Let's go. We got 5 more seconds. I'm going to hit one more. It was hard to go into that hold and then explode up. Okay, our next one is Frogger. This is another leg one. This will feel great right after that wide squat. What are you doing? What did you do to your toy? You ruined it. Silly. We got less than 10 seconds. You can go back into your downward facing dog. When you're coming forward, or actually when you're moving back into your downward facing dog from your malasana, make sure you're stepping or hopping. Remember, you land and then you add the releve. Make sure you're not landing on the balls of the feet. You're getting the foot planted, settling, and then coming up into your releve. We don't want to put too much weight just to the toes and the balls of the feet. Make sure you land first, and then you're driving everything up. That little connection right underneath your butt to your hamstring. This is really working it. Let's see if we can do one more. Beautiful. I'm going to roll it onto my back. I don't know if these are actually this hard or if I'm tired tonight. Excuse me, sir. I'm working out. Get over here. Thank you. No, over here. Hurry up. We've got 15 seconds. He's also all wet. Pilates 100 next. Jake, out of the way. Jakey, over here. So you have the option to start here, or you can extend, or you can move the legs. Most important aspect is navel's tucked to the spine. Don't lose the core contraction. Don't let the abs start pushing out. We're driving into the mat. We're suctioning down to the mat space the whole time. Did that make you sad? I heard that whine. Don't worry, they just got played with. He's just being a whiner. They always act like they're so deprived here. Okay, 5 more seconds. 2 and 1. Fabulous, 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 ladies. We've got one more. I'm going right leg up, left foot planted, flexing the top foot and staying really strong in the hip, connecting my abs in, pulling my hip flexors in, keeping it all nice and strong, and then I can just focus on this left leg push. And I'm actually going to go from the ground each time, because otherwise I feel like I don't really get fully into my hamstring or my glute there. Starting in 3, 2, find your core, push, come all the way down if you want. I wonder if it'd feel different if you pulled the planted toes up. I'm going to try that for this one. So my left heel is down. My toes are lifted. Hiya! It definitely feels different. I got 15 seconds. 5 more. 2 and 1. Hold at the top and release. Okay, help me remember that next time our right leg is down. So that was sequence A. We're now going to go through that sequence and just hold everything. And it'll make sense when we start doing it. But if you don't like the piece that I'm holding, for instance, the first one in 10 seconds, I'm going to be holding a squat. If you would rather hold a high lunge, actually, no, I'm going to hold a high lunge. I'm going to change it up. So I'm going to go right leg back and hold my high lunge. You can choose to hold a squat or a high lunge, but a high lunge can be easy. We don't want to make it easy. We want to sink deep. We want to pull everything towards midline. We want to use the back toes, lift up and lengthen. Again, I'm just not lifting my other arm because of the microphone, but please lift yours. Press the toes down, lift up energetically through the fingertips. Pull the inner thighs towards midline. Squeeze your butt muscles. You got 10 seconds. Open up the front space even more. One more breath. And bringing it on down. Hiya. Beautiful. Next one, you can hold a plank position. 30 seconds of plank is not much, but if it feels like too much for you right now, you can hold a supported plank, which would be front plank, knees down. Now this is not quadruped. This is knees farther back like I'm doing a supported push-up. Or you can go to downward facing dog if you feel like, yeah, I'm just going to stay in my lats and use down dog for now. Your choice. But if you can be in plank with me, let's go there now. Index fingers are facing forward, lock into the core. Remember, these are static holds. These are not easy. We're squeezing, we're staying engaged. Plyometric, push the floor away from you. Push the upper back towards the ceiling. Now, while you're here, make sure the toes are active. Make sure the back of the knees are lifting up. Make sure navel is pulling up, the ribs are pulling up. Now check over the head. If it's hanging, lift the chin up. Pull the head up in line with the shoulders. 5 more seconds, squeeze. And almost release. Now you can release. The next one is your wide squat. We're just going to stay on our wide squat from here. So this one should be a deep squat. If we're up here holding this wide squat goddess, isn't doing very much for us. It's only 30 seconds. Legs are heavy, big muscles. So we want to make sure we're sinking really deep and it's burning. We got 10 seconds. Check in with your feet. Make sure they're nice and wide. And I'm going to go a little bit early because I know these muscles can handle it. So now that we're here, we're at 30 seconds. Push the knees out, squeeze the glutes, lift through the core, sit up nice and tall. We don't want to be hinged over. Squeeze. Maybe you have to load up into the back body a little bit. Unroll the toes, check in with the feet. I'm going to take my arms out. You can add a little bit more weight down through the feet. Hiya. Got 10 seconds. Check in. Make sure you're not lifting up. Take a breath. Spread the toes. Push the heels down. And bring it up through center. I need a shake out for that one. Okay, we're moving into our choice of holding Frogger, which is not very much work, or holding a Malasana. So I didn't hold my first squat. I held the high lunge because I knew I'd be holding this Malasana. So preferably stay in a Malasana with me, not a Malasana stretch, a Malasana hover, which means as I lower or if I lift, I'm going to be hip and knee line level. So I'm going to sink it down, push the knees out, squeeze the glutes, and lift the heart. Keep holding. Check in with the toes. Make sure everything's opening, planting, hearts up, palms open, hearts open, palms open. I'm going to add a little push-pull because once it's in you, it's in you. You can't sit still. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We got less than 10 seconds. We got 5 seconds. Breathe. Don't let the butt sink. Lift it up a little higher. 2 and 1. Hand. Hiya. Release. Moving on to our reverse plank hold, or ab hold. Hey, why are you crying? Huh? Okay. This is one of the hardest exercises because it's really challenging to hold the core in. Once you figure out how to hold the core in and not let it press out, it becomes much easier. But you have to really mentally focus on pulling back. So if you need to, let's go ahead and get into it. You can bend the knees. Already my back is wanting to pop up. I'm going to tuck in, extend. I'm going to go palms up over my head, hopefully. Now, if you want to start bringing your toes lower, you squeeze your butt muscles, pull the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. Now check in with your back body. Still suction in. Keep holding. We got 10 seconds left. It's kind of fun to do different things with your arms. Check out your strength points. This is fabulous. 2, 1, and release it there. I guess I didn't actually hold now that I started moving my arms. Okay, now we have one more hold. It's our left foot planted, right leg up in the air. So we already worked that glute. Now we're gonna sit there and hold it. We got less than 10 seconds, so meet me on the back in your little bridge position. Check in. I'm gonna pull my heel in closer. Hopefully that'll give me a little bit more quad and knee challenge. Tuck into the core, lift it up nice and tall. Make sure the top leg is working. I'm gonna bring my hands, my arms, especially my elbows and triceps off the floor. Now it takes a lot more for me to stabilize. I have to pull the inner thighs together. I gotta focus on deeper abdominal work. You can even feel into the back body. Jakey, you're sidetracking me. Quit it. Like a child crying in the corner. 5 seconds. Hiya. Shoo, and release. That was a burner. Okay, so that was sequence B. I'm gonna give this leg a little stretch before we move on. We're going back to our movement sequence now. We're going into our high lunge and squat. Oh, that feels good. We got 10 seconds. Better make my way up. All the way up. Hi, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna try to stay on target with this one this time. We're gonna squat, step back, open, then stand. Squat, step back, open, then stand. I always want to come directly back into my squat there, which isn't wrong. I'm just trying to add a little bit more work. This nice big lift here from that deep lunge. Make sure you're using your back toes. Oh gosh, it's hard to do that. Use the back toes. Feel the hip flexors expanding. Oh, I'm gonna hit one more each side. We are at the 30 seconds, but I wanna stay even here. Yeah, I love that one. Okay, moving on to our plank tap to jacks. Huh, I hear you. I know, I hear you. You're such a princess. Okay, we got about 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and make our way down to plank. Abs are in, chest is open. That's the tricky part. Keep the abs in, keep the chest open. We're not fully rounding here. Index fingers are forward. Press the floor away from you. Shoulder, shoulder. Jacks, jacks. Shoulder, shoulder. Jacks, jacks. Don't let the body fall. Keep the hips level with the shoulder. If you need to, maybe slightly above. We're definitely not below the shoulder line. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. We only have 10 seconds left. Each time I lift a hand to shoulder tap, I'm pushing the floor away from me. I'm re-engaging that whole shoulder girdle. And last one. A bug just landed on my mat. I think I scared it away with my jumping. Sorry, bug. Okay, moving on. We're on number 3, which is our wide straddle. We got 15 seconds. Ooh, hi, Elsie. Check in with your form, heels in, toes out. You're rolling or wrapping the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. We got 5 seconds just to make sure they're not sinking in this way. You're opening everything up and lifting. Let's go. 1, 2, and then explosive jump. Remember, I'm not bringing both my arms up high, first of all, because the microphone, but also there's a ceiling fan above me if you can't see it, and I don't feel like whacking it. But holding this squat and then going into that explosive jump is very effective. We got 10 more seconds. Sink the weight back into the glutes. Make the glutes and the quads do the work, not the momentum of the arms. And that's it. Okay. Straight into those Frogger squats. Not giving up on these legs, Jakey Poo. So now we're moving. We're not staying in our plank. We're not staying in our Frogger. We're moving front to back and lifting up into our releve. So making sure you land in your squat, then you lift, then you go into your releve. 5 seconds. Let's make our way to our downward facing. Heels in, knees out. Squeeze into the core. You go up, land, double releve. You can always step back if that coordination isn't really there yet for that light landing. Whoops, messed that one up. If you're landing super heavy on the way back, I'd rather you step. It just takes time learning how to engage the muscles and be efficient with the movements. We got 5 seconds. My inner thighs are burning. That was right through that inner leg line. Last one. Oh, goodness. I see you. Get out of here. Okay, beautiful work. Moving on to our Pilates 100. could you get your butt out of the camera, please? Get out of here, Elsa. We got 10. Elsie, over here. You got fluffs on your legs. 5 seconds. Change it up if you want. Add some different dimensions. I'm going back into my extended leg. I like this for the hip flexors. I like the extension through the toes. Creates a lot of long, lean muscle. I like the push down through the palms, but make sure the core is holding. I don't know if there's supposed to be a coordination with how many times your arms are supposed to pump with the legs, but mine are kind of sporadic here. They're kind of doing whatever they want. Actually can't even keep it on a regular count. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's too much to think about. Okay, we got our last movement. This time the right leg is down, left leg is high. Oh, my body's starting to feel it. Thank goodness we're almost to run 4. We got about 10 seconds. I'm feeling the need to stretch. Planting the right foot, pulling it in a little bit closer, locking into the core. Let's add the lift. Now I'm going top to bottom to get that full range. Make sure you're squeezing at the top, and you also have the option to lift and float the toes. Hey, what are you doing? Try not to push from the arms too much. Maybe just let them hang out there. Ooh, we got 10 seconds left. Don't lose it. If you feel like the knee is a little wobbly, push the toes down. 3, 2, hold, and release. Hiya, that gets me. We got one more full round of sequence B, which means we're just holding on the other side now. Get out of here. Drop it. You're such a good girl. Oh, gross. Get out of here. When she gives kisses, sometimes she goes all in. Okay. Oh, that was gross, Elsa. Back to our squats. So last time I had my right leg back, I'm going left side back. If you did lunge, you have to do lunge again on this side. If you did squats, you can do a squat again. Push into the back toes. Hold those inner thighs together. Hiya! Very active stretching here. It's a great hold, but it's also a great active stretch. Check in with the toes. Make sure they're working. Inner thighs are working. Oh, hello, partner. Whoa. I always seem to fall on this leg. 5 more seconds. Lift the back of the knee joint. Stay active in the quad. 2 and 1. Beautiful work. We're moving into our plank next. Remember, it's only a 30-second plank. You should be able to hold. If you had to do 2 knees down last time, try to lift one knee up for 15 seconds and then switch and lift the other knee up just to start progressing forward into a stronger plank. We don't want to give ourselves those safety nets all the time. We want to push ourselves a little bit so that we can grow. That's why we're here after all. Index fingers, press, lift, tuck, open the heart forward. I always use that toe push forward and then unroll the spine to lengthen. So not just rounding here, but staying active and lifted and long. Long, lean muscle. Woo, can you lift off your toes a little bit? I am just on my big toe and first toe. I may get a toe cramp. Let's see. 5 seconds. Can I hold it? Head isn't hanging. Head is in line with the shoulders. Hiya! I almost got a foot cramp. I was feeling it. Okay, we're moving into our wide squat. Oof. I'm going to go into this one early again because that felt like a good challenge. So we've got about 15 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take it down now. Squeeze, sink, lift the heart. We have 10 seconds until that 30-second mark, so you do not have to be here with me. Whoop. If your knees are folding in, remember, use the butt muscle contraction to pull the knees out. Now we're at that 30-second mark. Get off this mat. Go. Hey, Jake, go lay down. Nice. Sinking it a little deeper. Don't get sidetracked and sink, or don't get sidetracked and stand. Ah. I got 15. Ground the heels. I'm going to lift the arches on my foot a little bit. Think about lifting through the arch to lift up through the inner thigh. That automatically lifted my chest. Jake, get off my mat. 3, 2, 1. Tap it out. We're moving on to our frog or malasana. So you can either choose to be in a plank and a frogger, get over here, or you can go back into your malasana. Your other option, stay. Your other option is to hold a malasana and a releve. I might do that. It's not listening. So I'm going to go all the way into my malasana this time. So at our 30 seconds, let's bring it up and lift into your releve. Now notice my hips and my knees are about the same line. So I'm not lower than my knees. I'm not way higher. I'm holding, balancing, using the toes, using the pelvic floor, lift, pull the inner thighs up, pull navel to spine. The more we can squeeze and engage, the more stable we'll be. We only have 10 seconds. That's not so bad. Maybe play with opening the arms. Try to hold one more breath. Hiya! Sinking it down. I'm just going to hold it here and stretch. Maybe take the arms wide. That was surprisingly a lot of work on the inner leg lines tonight. I guess that makes sense with our releves and our wide squats. Even that high lunge. A high lunge, when you're really doing it, will really get everything going. Okay, into our last plank hold. We got 5 seconds. Let's take it on down. So same thing here. Squeezing, navel to spine, pull it in, extend through the toes. You don't have to be so low, you can be higher. But if you are going low, pull those inner thighs up, squeeze the glutes together, push out the toes, keep the muscle nice and long. Oh, this is hard this time. We got almost 10 seconds. Now we're at 10 seconds. Squeezing everything. My body is feeling toasted. It's starting to shake. We got 5. Navel to spine and release. Oh, my body wanted to give up on that one. Here we have our final one. Jake, get out of the clock. Last one is our right leg down, left leg up. I think. We got 15 seconds till our final hold. So I'm going to work my foot in again, a little bit closer to the body. We got 5. Let's take it down. Lock into the core. Add your lift. Squeeze, hold, possibly toes up. I took my arms up on the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and take them up on this side. Don't lose the abdominals. Keep the top leg active. Keep holding. You probably feel more through your inner thigh, maybe your back body without the hands. We're halfway. We're at 15. Find the deep abdominal strength. Hi, Jakey. Oh, we got 5. Higher. 2. And I'm guessing 1. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're done. That was just enough for me tonight. Get over here. Just enough. I hope you enjoyed that one. I am feeling like a stretch, so I'm actually going to turn this video off, turn another one on, and do a quick 15-20 minute stretch class if I have time for that. I do have to pick up my daughter from dance, so I'm going to see what the time looks like. Oh, I got time for that. I'll do a good 15-20 minute. Perfect. So hope you enjoyed that one. It was a nice calming, mellow workout, but definitely good to get all the juices flowing and the body moving. Say bye, Elsa. I'll see you next time on the House of Chi.